Stephen DeMarney, and here we are with Maze Runner Part 3. And I've been making a few additions to Maze Runner to help him to navigate mazes in a better way. And I'll just show you a few things that I've added. I've added a battery holder here at the back, and that's to give power for the motors by themselves. Before, I was sharing the batteries between the OCEP Uno R3 Plus Arduino compatible board, the batteries that fed it, which are down in between the two layers, and I've added this battery just to drive the motors so that the batteries will run longer. And at the front of the robot, you can see I've added another solderless breadboard, and that is so I added a little black relay you can see there. And what that does is it allows me with the program to keep the robot still once I've put power on, so it won't start. I've made a special program that when the front eye sees my hand or a wall, that's when it will start. And so I can just show you here how it works. Right now the robot's sitting waiting for something to go in front of it to start. So all I have to do is put my hand there and and it'll take off. Except I forgot to hook up the power. So we'll try that again. Okay, take two. So I just want to show you how the robot can start by putting my hand in front of it, just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to push the reset, and then once the program resets, then the robot is sitting and waiting until I put my hand in front of it to start it. So that's just kind of a handy feature. And I've also added eyes pointing both left and right. Well, I call them eyes, but they're actually sharp distance sensors. So I've got one here looking left, and then on the other side, oops, I gotta reset again, it wants to take off on me. And on the other side is another set of eyes you can see there, and those are facing right. And the eyes that it had before are underneath there. Those two eyes are pointing straight forward. But as I said, those are sharp infrared distance sensors. So basically, those are the things that I've added since the last time that we tested Maze Runner out. But now Maze Runner should be ready to try a simple maze. I still don't have a great big maze, but we're going to put him in his box and let you see him in the box without a barrier, and then we're going to put an obstacle which will simulate at least the start of a maze. Here is Maze Runner in his box and ready to go with no obstacle. I'm just going to demonstrate how the program works in a box with no obstacle, and then we're going to add an obstacle later once we see how Maze Runner does in this. And I'm just going to put my hand down here to get him started. There we go. So now you see it's working much the same as Maze Runner did in Maze Runner 2. He goes and sees the edge of the wall and turns. And he's moving in a... he's always turning right when he hits something. And I've got the drive motors are running on 4.5 volts, because I find 6 volts it just runs so fast that it knocks itself over because it goes so fast. Okay, so I think that's enough demonstrating Maze Runner moving around. So now we're going to introduce an obstacle. And I'm going to put it right in the center. There we go. I put an obstacle there, so we're just going to see what happens now when he encounters the obstacle. Oh, there he sees the obstacle. Yep, see, he's trying to go around the obstacle. So Maze Runner is doing well. And now he's over on the other side. So as you can see, even we had an obstacle in the box, then Maze Runner is able to handle that as well. And those extra eyes help him to go around the object. Okay, so now we're going to try to confuse him and move the obstacle to the other side. Once he gets around that side, now I'm just going to slide it this way. We're going to put the obstacle on this side of the box and see what happens. See if it causes any trouble. Doesn't seem to. Well, that time he didn't go around the other side, but shouldn't be a problem. There he goes. Made it around. Just his space gets a little smaller when we put an obstacle. But basically he's working the same. And now we'll take a shot from up above, just so you can see. See Maze Runner. Yeah, so he's working fairly good. Just going around and seeing the obstacle and navigating everywhere there is to navigate. So now I can't wait until I can make a bigger maze and see how he does with this current program to navigate around a bigger maze and see if he can go everywhere in a maze. Now there's one feature I forgot to tell. I've got some LED lights. So I've got a green LED light that lights up every time that it turns right, and then there's the little yellow LED down on the Arduino compatible board that lights when it turns left. That's just to help me to see how the logic is working. So I guess that's it now for Maze Runner 3. You've seen the robot doing his thing to navigate around a simple box maze. And future improvements might be to try to get him to not hit the edge of the box or the barriers too much. You can see sometimes bangs into the side of the box, sometimes not. But we'll have to see how we can manage with that. Okay, and that's it for this time. Bye for now.